Hi everyone, Jesse here with eTrailer. Today we'll be taking a look at, and I'll show you how to install the CURT custom fit trailer hitch receiver on our 2024 Nissan Frontier. Adding a hitch to a Frontier makes a ton of sense. The bed is there, but it's not that big, so it's always nice to be able to add some extra storage space to the rear of the vehicle, and with the hitch you can do that. When you have this hitch installed, you can throw in accessories such as a cargo carrier or a bike rack, and you can even do some towing with your truck. Just remember, if you plan on doing any kind of towing, you're going to need some trailer wiring added on, like our neighbor today. Here's a closer look at our hitch installed on our neighbor's truck. As you can see, the cross tubes are mostly hidden behind the bumper here. So all you'll be able to see is the receiver opening, which is a standard 2-inch by 2-inch receiver opening. That's going to fit most of your accessories. Then behind that here, we have another standard 5/8-inch pinhole. The pin and clip are not included with the hitch. However, we have many options available here at eTrailer. Also, any accessory that you add on, it's going to most likely come with one included. Then we have a wire type safety cable loop. Very easy to access with whatever style safety cable you have. For example, this small clevis here. Now for some measurements, we'll start with ground clearance. From the ground to the top of the inside of the collar is just over 17 inches. Then from the center of the pinhole to the edge of our bumper here is 4 inches. You want to keep that number in mind for any folding accessories that you add on to make sure they don't make contact with the vehicle. And for the weight capacities with this hitch, we have a gross trailer weight of 5,000 pounds. That's the amount of weight that you can pull behind the vehicle. And a maximum tongue weight of 500 pounds. That's the amount of weight pushing down on the hitch. You do have the option to use weight distribution with this hitch. It'll bump those numbers up quite a bit. The gross trailer weight gets moved up to 8,000 pounds, and the tongue weight moves up to 800 pounds. And then always be sure to double check your truck's owner's manual to ensure that your vehicle can handle that weight safely. All in all, if you're looking for a good looking hitch for the back of your Frontier, then you really can't go wrong with the CURT option. If you have experience with this trailer hitch and you just want to share that with us, or if you want to share some photos of what it looks like on the back of your truck or even what you're using it for, please feel free to leave a review or a comment. As for the installation with this hitch, it's really a pretty simple process. You might need an extra set of hands to lift the hitch up as you get the bolts started, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward. If you don't feel like you can do this yourself, maybe you just don't have the time to get it done when you need it, feel free to check out our dealer locator to find someone local to you that would be happy to get you set up with that. If you are looking to see how this gets installed, then just follow along and I'll walk you through the process. We'll begin our installation underneath our truck here. You want to identify the 3 holes on each side that we're going to be using. They're going to be along our frame rail here. And then depending on how old your truck is, you may have some rust and corrosion built up. So I'd recommend spraying some silicone lubricant in there and then using a wire brush to clean it out. Ours is pretty new, so don't really need to do that, but I always recommend running your hardware in and out each hole, just making sure it will thread nice and smoothly. That way when we have the hitch above our head, we don't have to fight those threads. And with our hardware, each of those holes will get a bolt, of course, and also a conical tooth washer, and you want to make sure those teeth are facing up towards the hitch. Now you want an extra set of hands to lift the hitch up. I have my friend Daniel here. But we're just gonna lift it up into place, get our holes lined up, and then we'll start a bolt on both sides. That's gonna hold it up for us while we install the rest of the hardware. Now we'll take a 19mm or 3/4 inch socket and tighten this hardware down. Now we'll take a torque wrench and torque all of our hardware down to the specifications in the instructions. And that's going to do it for our look at and installation of the CURT custom fit trailer hitch receiver on our 2024 Nissan Frontier.